Well, hello there guys, welcome to some more Terminal Conflict gameplay. This time we are going to be playing as the USA, also specifically as the CIA here, mostly the CIA anyway, in our conquest for world domination. So guys, I think right away, starting for the US, there's a bunch of different things we could actually do. One of those things is going straight for Southeast Asia, beginning the land war in Vietnam, but of course we still have quite a while before that's going to become important. So I'm actually thinking that the Middle East or Western Europe are both very, very important places for us to set up shop. We could also try to push into Eastern Europe, but I don't think that's necessarily a very good idea. South America, disarmament, I'm basically looking to see if there's any places with an arms race, and there is right there in Central America, so that's where we're headed, guys. Again, Central America is a pretty small theater of war, theater in general, but I really think that that's going to be the important one. Let's take a look and see if we can do anything here. Okay, I'd love to move some tanks, so let's actually, I was thinking of moving them directly into Cuba, but I'd rather take the canal here. Moving them into Cuba would perhaps stop Fidel from ever coming to power, and that would probably be a good thing, but let's just do this for now. Go ahead and actually increase Army command there. Another thing we should focus on is maybe getting our space race and nuclear power down. I think that's probably going to be pretty important. So let's jump to focus management in a second here, guys. First, I want to bring Panama completely under our control. I think that's going to be very important. That's probably the most important part of the entire Central American theater, to be honest with you. Here we go. There we go. The Panama Canal is directly under U.S. control. And that's certainly an area we want to focus on in the future. Although hopefully, excuse me guys, hopefully we won't have to come back here to Central America and we can focus on other theaters. So we've also got some nuclear jets here. And again, it's arms race time, so I am going to bring these in here. I think it's important for us to have quite a few units on standby just in case the Soviets decide to start an actual world war. Let's take a look at state affairs here really quickly. So in the Middle East, we could actually have David Ben-Gurion rise up, and that's what I'm going to do. We'll actually go and take a look at David Ben-Gurion. Of course, he's going to rise up over here in Israel. And this is an interesting oil for security. Gain 1 victory point for friendly control of the following regions. Iran, Iraq, Saudi Kuwaiti zone, and Emiri Umadi zone. Okay, so first we have to gain control of Iran, Iraq. Then we can consider that. For Ben-Gurion, I'm actually going to go ahead and try and kind of put Iraq under our control. I don't know if it's going to be easy, but we have to, of course, try, guys. In fact, I might even use the CIA, if I have to move Iraq into our control sphere. But I don't think we need to do that. We can probably go ahead and drop some tanks here in Turkey, and from there determine what we want to do. Oh, interesting. We've got another possibility here using Israel. Let's take a look there in a second.
Arms race.
What's this as well? America's backyard. Gain control in one influentially occupied region in the theater. Interesting. Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, definitely. And it's going to be Cuba. I like that. So Batista in Cuba is definitely helping us. What's this? Corporate ventures. Gain 2 finance for the cost of -1 influence. I don't think we can really afford to even lose any of that right now, at least. Let's jump into the Middle East again and just take a look here. Again, I would love to bring these regions under our control. But there's something else. Well, I thought there was another option, but I guess not. In that case, still going to bring in some tanks, and this time we can have them rise up in Iraq properly. So immediately I want to bring them under our control, because that ability there is really useful for us to bring them all under our control just for having some influence in our direction and giving us influence in the region. So here we go, guys. Iraq, fully under U.S. control, hopefully soon. Huh, that's weird. Oh, okay. Let's see what's going on. Maybe not. All right, let's focus on another region in that case. Actually, Southeast Asia. maybe not. Maybe we won't have to do that. Yeah, I'm not even going to mess with that. We could decide to move some units into Vietnam, do things like that, but again, I'm not sure that's something I even want to do. Then again, I don't want them to have total control in this region. Okay, so that's the end of turn 1. Pretty nice, and let's see if hopefully we are ahead of the Soviets. It looks like so far we are. That theater presence is helping. But now, of course, we need to decide where we want to go next. Another thing is that the Soviets could defeat us with a nuclear war if they do that research before us. That's another thing we really need to be careful about, essentially. So for nuclear technology, I think we're actually all right on nuclear technology. What I will do is boost the space race. No, we need to wait a bit? Really? Wow. Okay, so maybe we should go for the next nuclear tech. Or we wait. That's too bad. Okay, guys, so we need to decide what theater we want to go into specifically. I'm thinking the Middle East might be just the best place to go right now, once again, just to continue increasing our control in the region. Oh, interesting. So I think first we just need to select focus for the timeline. At that point, we can actually probably bring that in. Now I'm thinking this is what we actually need, some administration. So I think we'll actually go into South America. So let's do it.
Disarmament.
Hopefully this works. Unfortunately, there is a disarmament in Central America. That's not going to be good for us right now, but, you know, over time, I think we can deal. Let's see, state affairs. Okay, we can go for nuclear tech, or we go for space race. And I think space race is going to be important. It's also going to give us +2 victory points, guys. And that's, you know, that's a great trade-off as far as I'm concerned. Charles de Gaulle cannot rise up yet. All right, so we'll use the In My Backyard ability. I love this ability. Once again, another location, in this case Eastern Mexico, is going to be in our control. So Central America is pretty much ours. I think we can call it. Let's see. State affairs for South America. No, I don't think there's going to be much we can do here. Except move in some troops. So that's actually quite useful. Let's pop them into Argentina. Go ahead and get Argentina on our side here. We haven't really used any CIA abilities yet. We certainly could. We just haven't needed to, really. I think we certainly have more units, more technology than the Soviets. There's no doubting that playing as the Americans is much easier than playing as the Soviets. What I think would be really cool in the game is if they had a blank slate mode where essentially everybody is neutral completely. And it would in that case, it would be a very realistic game. You'd still have the leaders, etc. You know, but you could sort of tweak it a bit and sort of move things around, if you will. State affairs, come on now. Charles de Gaulle, yes, beautiful. We need somebody in Western Europe. There we go. And this is actually a great time to start gaining influence here in Western Europe. The last thing we need is for Western Europe to turn pro-Soviet. That would be devastating. So I'm actually going to go ahead and bring Italy into our sphere completely. So now Italy is, of course, 100% pro-US. And I'd like to bring, of course, France into the mix too. Now, this is hilarious. Kim Il-sung. This is, of course, the grandfather of the current leader of North Korea. So we're going to go ahead and jump here and take a look and see exactly what that's going to look like for us. Although I think Southeast Asia, or any part of Asia really, is going to be quite tough for us to succeed in. Let's go to Western Europe. What's this? So this is NATO. Founding of NATO. All friendly controlled regions in this theater become dominated. Wow. That can be very useful. Okay. Don't mind if I do. So, of course, the UK is completely pro-NATO. Not too surprising, honestly. And I'm actually not liking this Soviet buildup of ships. I really am not. But I'm kind of concerned first about the land war. So we'll actually go ahead and bring in some tanks over here in Spain. It's kind of kind of interesting here. Spain has 1 influence. Portugal has 2. So we could actually bring Portugal in first, but we'll actually bring in mainland Spain. Well, you know what? So we lack power from the people, influence from the people. That's something we're going to have to work on, guys. We might need to use our CIA contacts for any future ideas, let's say. What's this? I'll take that. The ideological hegemony. Didn't really do much, guys. So that's pretty good. Deployment base cost is reduced. First time placed 3 influence. Second time placed 2 influence. Cool. So we'll use the cascading domino effect, guys, here. Yeah, it didn't exactly bring anybody into our sphere, but I think maybe with a false flag attack, we could potentially bring... Oh, yes! Pakistan is in our sphere. It's a very, very tiny boost for us, but everything helps when you think about it, especially when you're playing as the U.S. And we could actually go ahead and take Malaysia with another CIA operation. I think I might try it, boys and girls. Nice! We finally got it, although we spent a lot of influence there just to make that happen. That shouldn't have been the case. Alright, I'm happy with that, pretty much. I want to take a look at my other holdings. Yeah. Let's take a look at state affairs here. We could research the next nuclear technology. I think I will.
Fleets can now deliver nuclear strikes.
Nice. Let's jump into the Middle East quickly. Just see if there's anything we can do here. Gain 1 VP for friendly control of the following regions: Iran, Iraq. All right, so we still don't have... Yeah, we still don't have any of those, actually. Nobody really controls the Middle East here. And the issue is that right there, guys. It's going to be the people's power. Expanded by actions in non-focused theaters. The interests of your citizens, small business workers, and farmers. Interesting. So non-focused theaters. So yeah, I get that. Basically, what we're not focusing on this particular Let's Play. So let's do some stuff over here in the non-focused theater. American culturalization. Gain 1 influence in this theater and 1 globally. Oh yeah, I'll take that. And that actually gave us some of the people's power. So that's what we need, guys. CETO. All friendly controlled regions in this theater become dominated. Yep, we'll take that as well. I'm also going to go ahead and drop some of our nuclear craft here, our nuclear planes in good old Australia. Okay, Tito has arisen in Western Europe. An absolute pillar for communism. The guy is so tough that he even stood up to Stalin. And so, you know, he's definitely an independent factor here, but of course, he is being influenced by the USSR either way. Maybe not by choice. So again, guys, we could go straight for that power grab, but I don't think that's going to work. Although we could also grab Portugal right now while we have the chance. Let's take a look at state affairs. Well, once again, South America, we're not going to be able to get Pinochet. But let's keep doing these things. So decolonization. So this would actually give us influence, but we're kind of the colonists here when you think about it. And this would give us 1 influence in all unaligned regions in the theater. So we'll go ahead and take Merchants of Liberty here. We certainly need that. Oh, that's just beautiful, guys. Immediately gaining control of South Africa. I really like that. And yeah, we could go for the decolonization. There we go. I have no idea why they would side with us, but I guess they're trying to make business decisions, is all I can guess. Okay, once again, guys, let's go for the false flag. Now, the infiltration is also pretty interesting. We can actually gain military or embed operations with USSR armed forces. This would basically reveal where they are, so I think I'm going to use this. We actually need military, but it's going to cost us finance. That's the problem. Beautiful. Central Africa is slowly but surely becoming ours. And if we take a look here, guys, at the nuclear victory, we could eventually actually launch and win with a nuclear victory here. But I'm trying to avoid nuclear war. I'm trying to think of the people, as it were, and avoid that particular situation. Once again there, look, we're way ahead of the USSR. Have they gained any influence at all? I don't think so. Alright, so let's take this opportunity to dominate in South America. I think that's what I want to do, but we'll take a look first at the focus management. Arms race in South America, yes, definitely. So that's what we're going for, guys.
Disarmament.
Alright, let's go for it. I believe we have that in my backyard, America's backyard. Wow, even in South America we have this. So we gain control in one currently unoccupied region. I like it. Ecuador is now under U.S. control. And what's this? Once again, the corporate ventures. So this gains 2 finance at the cost of 1 influence. And we actually do need finance. Oh, no! We don't need finance. I thought finance was this. It's not. It's this on the left. We have plenty of finance. In fact, it would be nice to get rid of some of it. I'm actually going to drop some of our nuclear craft here. Again, if we have to go into a nuclear war with the Soviets, I think we better get ready for it. I'm going to try to bring Brazil under our control, guys.
Arms race.
Beautiful. It's the start. Of course, Brazil encompasses quite a lot more. But as you can see, our presence is at 47%. I would say that's excellent. I don't think we need to mess around there anymore. As for the space race, we will launch.
We have launched our first animal into orbit.
First animal, poor animal. Not going to mess with the ballistic missile attachment yet because we can't afford it. In Western Europe, though, we could actually have Harold Macmillan rise up. This would be a UK thing, but the thing is, the UK is already extremely in our favor. So I'm thinking it would actually be better to either mess around in Eastern Europe, where the USSR has major influence, and try to take some of that influence away, or go to Sub-Saharan Africa and have Dushanbe rise up. And I think that's what I'm going to do. So we're going to recruit Dushanbe here in Africa. And I think I'm primarily going to be using him to influence other states around him. So let's go ahead. Boom. Beautiful. Just gaining influence in this region. You can see the Soviets are also gaining influence here, but they don't currently control any of the regions here in Africa. They're just getting close to that. Let's do another decolonization boost. Beautiful. And I'll actually drop some of the nuclear submarines here. We'll put them off the African coast. That actually looks like a nuclear carrier. Maybe just a regular carrier. But it's got that little nuclear... No, it is a nuclear carrier for sure. I don't want to mess around with Dushanbe at all, really. Okay, let's actually... Yeah, I'm going to jump into Eastern Europe. Let's see if we can still get Nagy to rise up. I don't think we can because we focused elsewhere. But maybe we can. Yes, we can. Okay, so we're going to have him rise up. I don't think he's going to... Yeah, he fell from power immediately, guys. So, like I said, I didn't think he was going to last very long. Okay, we don't need to gain influence in Eastern Europe. It's just a total waste. But I will start dropping nuclear assets over here in Japan, just to prepare in case the USSR gets squirrely. And if that happens, we'll be ready. We can actually try to assassinate, guys, Kim Il-sung in North Korea. I'm going for it. Did not work out. At least I could say we tried. Alright, guys, we're going to go ahead. Finally, Iraq is under our control. Again, a very minor bonus, but who knows? It could help, you know, in a little bit of time. As you can see, if we get Iran, Iraq... a few other zones under our control, we're going to get a tremendous amount of influence here in the Middle East. So as you can see, we can already gain one victory point. just for control of these areas. But we still need to keep going. We're just not there yet. I didn't want to have to do this, but you know what? We'll have Harold Macmillan rise up. I just don't think we need him, but he could potentially influence France to turn in our direction. Even Norway if he wanted to. Actually, I'm going to use him to influence Spain. Once again, we almost have Spain completely under our control, and that would secure our interests in Gibraltar. Look how quickly he fell from power. Come on now. That's just not fun. Yeah, we're not going to be able to do much there, but we might be able to use the CIA. Okay, and Tshombe has also fallen from power, although I pretty much expected that, and it doesn't really concern me too much. Okay, guys, once again, we're moving on to the next turn. I mean, it looks pretty good for us, I have to say. It looks like the Soviets finally gained a little bit of theater presence, but they're just not able to really capitalize on this. And I think we're going to be going for victory for sure. In fact, if I'm able to, I will go for the nuclear victory here, since we haven't attempted that yet.
Disarmament.
I'm going to try to influence the Middle East here a bit, but not if we can get a nuclear victory. We might have to wait a bit for the launch, or maybe we just need more nuclear planes, etc., kind of on the map before we can actually begin attacking. We'll go ahead and keep seeing, guys, but I think I am going to try to go for the nuclear victory. Of course, not an ideal victory, but one of many you can achieve, of course.
Arms race.
And that's a nuclear bomber. Again, we're just deploying every single one of our armaments here with just the hope that we can do something in this theater. Or around the world, of course. This nuclear war would certainly end in, well, maybe the end of civilization. Certainly the end of civilization in the Soviet zones. Because right now we are just totally dominating them. Okay, Ho Chi Minh finally fell from power in Vietnam. Again, doesn't affect us too much, and we are moving into the next era once again. So that one actually passed by that turn passed by really quickly. Wow. That's what happens when you're focusing way too hard on the game while trying to speak. Here we go, guys. So once again, state affairs, nuclear tech. We've got all that. We don't need those. So once again, Golda Meir. Wow, we can actually have her rise up in Israel. So yeah, my focus is definitely going to be Middle East.
Disarmament.
Now, here's the thing. It's already under Soviet influence, so I'm not sure how much Golda Meir is actually going to help us here. We kind of just have to hope that she's going to be helpful. All right, let's go ahead. Recruit. And again, even with Golda Meir, it's going to be really hard to get Israel on our side with that influence boost towards the Soviets. Although we could move over these armies from Iraq and basically assist in gaining that influence, but it really is easier said than done. And look at that, her power increased. I've never seen that before. Wait, why did she fall from power? That was weird. Okay, we should get an influence boost because of that. Maybe for the good of the world, we can't quite yet go to nuclear war with anybody. And the good thing is we have people power now, so I'm kind of tempted to just go for a standard U.S. victory. We could actually have Mobutu rise up, I believe. Let's take a look. Maybe not. In Central America, no, we can't have anyone rise up there. So, actually, I'm going to go for infiltration, because I do want to gain some military power. Let's go ahead and bring in another one of our beautiful nuclear ships here. Although we don't quite have nuclear submarines yet, as far as I can tell. So actually, let's go to Western Europe, guys. I think now we can actually get mainland Spain on our side. Yes! Beautiful. So now Italy and Spain are on our side, which definitely seems helpful. Unfortunately, disarmament shut us down once again. We do have some influence here, though, and we can immediately get Israel on our side, which is very useful. So now we've worked out some deals with the Israelis, and hopefully that will establish our dominance here. Unfortunately, as you can see here, the Iranians have risen up in support of the Soviets. State of Israel, let's recognize them. And this increases our assassination chance in this region, which is pretty devastating, or pretty terrifying when you think about it. Okay, we definitely want to drop another unit here. We'll actually have them pop in Egypt. Oh, maybe not. I think we actually have to pop them over here in Algeria. Is that Algeria? Yeah, it is. Nice. Geography is working out. Okay, guys, once again, another turn ended. Another month survived, I guess, as the U.S. And we're doing pretty good, I have to say. I think this is kind of on the road to victory. But we'll have to wait and see. I'm still tempted to go for that nuclear win, but maybe we'll save that for another Let's Play. Okay, it actually would be interesting to go for Southeast Asia here. I wouldn't mind that. And apparently we can have Gandhi rise up, which would be really cool. Of course, getting Western Europe totally under our control would also be pretty useful. And the Middle East is still, you know, very touch and go, guys. So yeah, I'm going to go for South Asia. I will go for it. Oh, I should have gone for Southeast Asia. I definitely took South Asia. That's not good. Alright, well, we're here now. No, I did take South Asia. Beautiful. We're good, guys. Yep, it's definitely South Asia, but we can't have Indira Gandhi rise up yet. What can we do? I think we should go ahead, bring in another tank. Start influencing this region under force of arms if we need to. The reason I'm coming to Africa is potentially with the CIA, we could do some stuff here. Also, we could just bring in some military units and start gaining influence that way. Whether it's through, you know, actual legitimate governments or through rebel forces that are working for us, they are going to bring this area under our control. Beautiful. Taking Western Africa almost entirely. What about Western Europe, boys? You know what? I'm actually going to have this tank leave mainland Spain, move into Portugal, and take that. Not yet, though, because apparently we actually have some influence here, and I'm going to put it in Western India. Although we had to disarm in this region, which messes my plans up a bit. Although we should be able to recruit Indira Gandhi, and here the issue is going to be government. Yeah, that's too bad. Yeah, expanded by leader recruitment. But we can't recruit leaders. Fair enough. So I think the next best thing is just to pop out some units here immediately. And as you can see, I really expected the Soviets to do a lot better in this theater. Doesn't look like they've done much. They've pretty much left us alone here. They didn't even really push Vietnam. It's really just not under their control. And there we go, guys. We are getting to 1981 and getting closer and closer to victory once again. I don't see the Soviets taking anything. I only see them, though, now actually starting to take some of the areas. For instance, this area right here. They're actually starting to push a little bit in the Middle East, so I gotta give it to them. You know, they're getting there, let's say. We could have Saddam rise up right now. That would be hilarious. See, I'm surprised they are actually pushing in the Middle East quite a lot, guys. Let's see. Central America. I'm gonna go for Central America just because what we need is +1 to government, and that is going to give us that +1 to government. Love that America's backyard boost. And I think we can actually have Indira Gandhi rise up now, because we've got that +1. I could be wrong, though. She could have already passed. Or maybe we just need to wait a little bit before we get that option. In Eastern Europe, we can actually get Lech Walesa in Poland. I'm just not sure if it's going to be worth it. Remember last time, guys, when we tried that, didn't work out very well for us. There's a lot of other leaders here, though. François Mitterrand in France. Or Helmut Schmidt in Germany. I think I'm going to go for actually François Mitterrand. I expected him to be able to influence a bit more than that, but I'll take it. There we go. France under our control. A pretty important region, as you can imagine. And Muammar Gaddafi has risen in the Middle East for the Soviets. That's interesting. Very, very controversial guy. I mean, you know, certainly some people think he's a monster. Others think that he actually was very useful. I sort of tend to think that he started off as being very useful, but was probably always a bit monstrous. Maybe you have to be in that part of the world. I don't know. All right, Portugal is coming under our control very soon. I hope so. And at that point, I think Western Europe, yeah, we can call it completely ours. Besides Tito's stronghold. Here we go, guys. Okay, Von Giap, the guy that actually rose up after Ho Chi Minh, and a very good general against the Americans and the French during both colonial wars. But, thankfully, very little influence. Once again, we've had the same problem with some of our leaders. There's just not much he's going to be able to do here. He's going to drop one of our nuclear planes. It's about time. I want to start intimidating the Soviets, just in case they think they're going to get away with a sneaky victory here. That's not going to happen, guys. Okay, finally Tito fell from power, and so did Mitterrand. So actually that didn't exactly go extremely well for us. Okay, guys, we continue along the timeline. I'm thinking I might go for South Asia again, or the Middle East. Those really seem to be the main areas of contention here, especially with Gaddafi rising up in the Middle East. I think I want to diminish the gains that the enemy's going to have in this region. But then again, we've got an arms race in South America. Yeah, I'm going to have to take South America. Just because this gives us an opportunity really to focus on this area. We can even have Pinochet rise up. Let's go to State Affairs. And Augusto Pinochet rises up by killing my favorite leader of all time, Salvador Allende. But, you know, he's a son of a bitch, but he's our son of a bitch. That's an actual quote attributable to Pinochet. And that's pretty much the case here. So I'll go ahead and boom, Chile is under U.S. dominance, and we can actually use Pinochet to basically influence a lot of different regions here. Just get some free VPs, pretty much. Also, with the America's backyard boost, we can immediately grab one of these territories. And why don't we keep some nuclear bombers? Oh, okay. Leader's administration refuses bombers. So Pinochet is actually, he's our friend, but he doesn't want us landing nuclear bombers in his country, which, who can blame him, let's be honest. Okay, they actually tried to assassinate him, guys, right there. You can see the Soviet assassination attempt in northern Chile, but he held on. And once again, I'll use him to influence. Let's go right there, and beautiful. Southern Chile, so completely under our control now, including Argentina. I'm going to use his power once again, guys. Now, he has fallen from power, but with that fall, he took yet another country, or two countries, Bolivia and Paraguay. For those of you that don't know, Paraguay has an extremely interesting past. One of the smallest countries in South America, but fascinating nonetheless. I think I'll go for that false flag. Yeah, baby. Take a look at the Middle East. And actually, they didn't do as much damage as I thought they were. As I thought they would. Gaddafi is kind of just hanging out there. Now, he could definitely bring Libya completely under Soviet control, but it doesn't look like he's doing that. I think they're focused elsewhere. There we go. Algeria under our control. And actually, we could have Saddam Hussein rise up. Might not be such a bad idea. There's a few other leaders, of course. Unfortunately, we can't get Saddam. But, yeah, in Eastern Europe, we could get Lech Walesa. I'm thinking I'm actually going to get Helmut Schmidt here in Germany. Helmut Schmidt, excuse me. And at that point, Western Germany will be entirely under our influence. Wow, he fell from power, so I think he was actually assassinated. That's the only thing that would explain that guy falling from power that quickly. Okay, guys, this has got to be the end. This has got to be a victory. Unless perhaps we have to play one more turn. I don't think so, though. Oh, yeah, we do. All right, guys, so we didn't go for that nuclear victory. We actually went for, I guess you could call it a peaceful victory. And we could actually have Ferdinand Marcos rise up. Very pro-U.S., not really pro-U.S., but sort of pro-democracy guy who actually got assassinated. Fascinating character. But I think Central America is probably going to be our focus for this particular Let's Play, or this particular turn, excuse me. Or we could maybe go for the Middle East, or Sub-Saharan Africa. You know what? I'm going for Sub-Saharan Africa. I don't think it matters much right now. I think we pretty much win. But you never know. You never know. You don't want to get complacent. Boost the decolonization right there. At this point, we have a lot of popular support, so I think taking this area should be fairly easy. And in fact, let's see if we can have Mobutu rise up. No, once again, gonna have to wait again a little bit for the leadership bonus. And I'm just going to put another nuclear bomber here in South Korea. I don't trust Kim Il-sung to not do anything. Alright, we just boosted the oil for security. And we'll bring in another unit right there. Looks like they got Eastern Turkey, which is really surprising to me. It's not usually a region that the Soviets go for. And they've also apparently got a leader there. Who would that be in Central Turkey? Would it be Kemal Ataturk? I think that's a bit too early on, right, guys? Who
Disarmament.
Okay, political influence once again in South America. We'll take it. Or excuse me, in Africa. Wow, I just completely blanked out there. It's like, why is Chile not under our control? Madagascar will take as well. I think we could say Africa is entirely under our control as well. Not even influence there, honestly. Yeah, let's bring in one of the nuclear carriers. Why not? I mean, we're paying taxes for the damn thing. Might as well be used somewhere. Okay, that's got to be it, guys. That has got to be GG. I think almost certainly. And yeah, it was a fun one. I enjoyed this, guys. If you guys enjoy us playing Terminal Conflict, make sure to let me know in the comments below. If you'd like to see us play a specific kind of Let's Play, then of course let us know, and we'll see if we can't make that happen. I think the next one we're probably going to go for is going to be a nuclear victory here. And what a surprise. It looks like we're going to play just a little bit more before we actually gain control of the area entirely. Here in Central America, I am going to immediately start pushing in units. I also heard from the developers, I'm not sure how accurate this is going to be going in, but that Central America is going to have a drug cartel element added to it, and I think that is going to be very useful and very realistic for the time period. Because during the Cold War, a lot of these groups in Central America, be they pro-US or pro-Soviet groups, would get money by selling drugs, human trafficking, etc. I mean, it's just kind of the brutal reality of this kind of conflict. Trying to get India under our control, but I don't want to have to, you know, raise any more units. And it looks like the Soviets have finally launched an animal into space. Poor Laika. Poor Laika. We're going to actually move a sub over here off the coast of Vietnam, because why not? Alright, let's see if we can actually have Benazir Bhutto rise up. I don't think so, though. No, probably not. And again, at this point, it's just kind of to waiting the enemy out, I think, is the most important thing. Just getting that tiny province of China, I think this is actually Tibet, helps, you know, take away a little bit of their influence. And once again, man, they're really going for that space race victory. That's creepy how quickly they've risen. I hope it's not enough for them to get a victory, but they've definitely gone up quickly. All right, let's take a look here. So this is the Red Dragon Dance. Kai-shek's Chinese Power at 6. Oh, this actually involves Chiang Kai-shek? Wow, so look at that. Those regions turned actually to us. I don't know how Chiang Kai-shek, he'd be like 150 years old, but he somehow survived, and we can actually try and influence some of these regions, which I think is pretty great. We're diluting the red here in China. Once again, guys, grabbing another 5 points. The Soviets there, maybe they've like saved everything for this particular victory. They're definitely ahead of us on the space race. And technically, I guess the Soviets initially, at least, were ahead of the US on the space race. If you think they launched Sputnik first, but not everybody gives much respect to Sputnik. It was basically just a giant hunk of metal that they threw up into space. Going to be entirely under our control at the end of this. Still hard to get South Brazil under our control. Okay, there we go, guys. Human in space. There we go. We got on the moon. Everything's okay. And actually, we could still go for the space rendezvous. Look at that.
In space.
We see your space victory, and we match you. And we're also going to be orbiting the moon. So, in fact, we haven't landed on the moon yet, but we have orbited it. Moon landing would be the next step. But that's 100. I believe that is a space race victory, guys. Or at least just a basic victory. Also research the ballistic missile attachment, guys. Just in case we have to go that route. First nuclear submarine in existence, just landing right there. I love it so far, folks. Oh, actually, the USSR went ahead and took another step, but I think it's pretty much too late. There's very little they can do now. I think we'll just keep boosting our influence in these regions and trying to turn the Middle East just a little more pro-US, specifically in the Turkish Cypriot zone. I guess that sort of makes sense since Cyprus and Turkey are kind of at odds. Sure enough, they fell from power. That's going to be a victory for sure, guys. In fact, we went over the victory points. I had never seen that before. Okay. Here we go, guys. It is a victory. You guys can take a look at the final score there. I want to thank everybody for watching. It was a long one, man, but a fun one nonetheless. Make sure to hit that like button, comment down below, and subscribe to the channel. Can't tell you how much work goes into these videos. I'm having to pump out several strategy videos a day, so make sure to support just by hitting that like button and, again, subscribing if you're new. Also, if you could share on social media, guys, I would really appreciate it. Thanks so much, and I'll catch you on the next one.